go! Hey guys, Sean with Custom Offsets TV on YouTube. Got a vehicle limited edition spotlight for you. We're gonna bring it at you a little bit different. This is one that we just finished up here at Offset's Garage with a BDS, with some 35s, with some 22x12s, with some window tint. This is 2016 F150. We're gonna show it all to you in this special limited edition spotlight. Let's go.
So big in the windows black, got the knob all lit up, double chrome down stacks. Yeah, we love to get them dirty, but still they so clean. Custom Offsets, team stance is the team, we on top of it now. We ain't never gonna fade, so you better get ready for taking over the game.
So for wheels and tires on this 2016, it's got the all new, I haven't even seen them yet, this first time I've seen them, the Ballistic Guillotines, and they're gonna be a 22 by 12 -44 offset. And I partied too hard, spent all my hundos, so we're going with the 20 twin. You'll see it's over 6 inches, so probably 6 1/4 on that lip size. So a big old lip size, and the way they got that is they basically are tipping the end of that spoke in and giving it even more lip on that wheel. And that looks like it's a gloss black, and it's got some milled edges, and then you'll see it's got the black center cap. It does have the covered lug nut, so it's not one that you can run the spike lug nuts on. So this is a 22 by 12 -44, and then it's wrapped in the Nitto Ridge Grappler. Like I've said 100 times, this has been super popular because it's a hybrid between the mud tire and the all-terrain, so you still get a fairly quiet highway ride for such an aggressive tire. And you also get the mileage, but you get this super aggressive sidewall and this aggressive tread as far as the tire goes. And that's a 35 12.5 R22. Now, with the 6-inch on F150, you've got to really get involved in the trimming. So the first thing we had to remove are these bars, front and rear. You'll notice the front one's gone out of there as well, because you can't run much of anything over stock. And even with the 6-inch lift, you can't get even close with the 12 wides and the 35s. So customer had us go ahead and remove those bars. In the back here, we had to do a full, what is called the Chevy NorCal is now having to be applied to the Fords when you get this aggressive. So we had to trim off some of this fender flare. We had to go in there and cut off pinch welds, fold everything up, suck everything back with this screw here, pulling that whole inner liner back. It's probably that far that we've had to move that liner back, and all of the metal and all of the stuff behind it. So the people that are upset about that, you cannot run 12 wides and 35s on a 6-inch lift on an F150 if you don't like that. If you don't like removing those bars, you really can't run anything much over stock. On a 6-inch lift, I think you can get away with 10 wides and 33s only, or 305 55s maybe, and clear. But you can't get anything this aggressive, and this customer definitely wanted this aggressive of a look. Up front, you'll see that we took the lower valance off, we took the corner of the bumper off, and we even took some of this off. There was some extra plastic in here that was a problem, so that all had to be removed in order to clear it. So now he's got all sorts of clearance. I'm gonna jump in the truck, you stay here, Mr. Mason, and I'll show you some of that clearance if you wanna check the front and back out. So what you'll see is he's got clearance for days now. He's got absolutely no issues. He can go in and out of driveways as fast as he would like, and he's not gonna have issues. Same thing on the front, so if you come check the other side, you can, if you crank it about 7/8 full crank, you can typically see the front and rear at the same time. If you just switch sides in on front, you'll see he's got all that clearance. So he should be ready to rock and roll. He didn't want any rubbing, so we had to get as aggressive as we did. If you're comfortable with some rubbing, you don't have to do quite as much, but every time you're backing in and out of the Walmart spot, you're gonna hear that that all of my vehicles make. So that should cover you for wheels and tires. We can make our way front to back now. So up front, you'll see that a lot of the Fords, I don't know enough about them to know what the different packages are in detail, but this one's an XLT. And I'd imagine it's a sport edition because you'll see everything is paint to match. So your grille is all blacked out, your front and rear bumpers are all blacked out, your handles are all blacked out. It's got a standard matte black mirror on it, but everything's pretty much blacked out. You'll see we did the, Offset's Garage here did the upper banner. So they did a 5% tint banner, about probably 9 inches. She's pretty low. And then also did the window tint. So you've got a 20% match window tint to match the fronts and rears. Actually, I fibbed you. That is 35% up front. So you're a little lighter on the front, making it a little bit more legal. And then the 20% in the rear is factory. You'll see the 20% rear on the factory back glass. It is the FX4 off-road edition. So it comes with its different suspension, whatnot, upgrades. You'll see it's got the step bars. You'll see the exhaust tip. Other than that, I think he's just getting started on this one. We can check the height. I see the reflection of Junior. Stickman. So Junior's our new stickman.
Oh, I'm doing this?
Yeah, no, you can't get near the truck.
Okay.
You wreck something. You just like run in with it and run out. It's like the water boy. So what we've done, I suppose I better give you some explanation. We've had a ton of questions about this. So what we've done is we've made this fancy tool that sets at 7-foot garage height. So if you've got a 7-foot garage, I can tell you that if you do this 6-inch on 35s, that's about where your garage is gonna make contact with your antenna. And this is about where you're going to rip the roof off of your new truck. Right about there is how good you're gonna clear. So can you get in there? I would say yeah, if you got enough speed, but you're gonna rip the roof off your truck. Can you see that, Mason, where it's contacting up on the, you basically should go to the front of the truck and look right up the center and you'll see it's contacting. So what a lot of people don't realize is when you look at a garage door, typically if it has 4 sections, 4 folding spots, 4 sections, it's gonna be a 7-foot door and you're gonna rip the roof off of your 6-inch lifted F150 with 35s. Now, if you have 5 sections, you're talking about an 8-foot door, and then you should be better off. As Junior recalibrates our tool, we'll show you what 8-foot looks like. What in the hell are you doing to it? So now we're set at 8-foot garage height. And just a little personal confession, I actually had a guy come in and raise my garage to 8 feet so I could fit CO2 in there. Now you're gonna see that we're gonna clear the antenna, and then he's gonna clear all day on an 8-foot door, 6-inch lift and 35s. Let's put her towards the center here. Clearance for days. So you are good to go at 8 foot. But at 7 foot, you're just a hair shy where the crown of the roof is gonna catch. And then you're in trouble. So let's check out the interior. Inside, you'll see she's got that big old screen, lots of chrome trim. It's a black on black cloth interior. It's got the gigantic panoramic moonroof, which we'll have to check out when we go for our cruise. Can we check it out when we go for our cruise, Mason? Yep. And then, as always, in the rear, you'll see, as always, tons of room. It's got the huge F-150 back seat, continuing the chrome and a carbon fiber trim. Cool truck, it's a nice truck. I think that means we gotta go take a ride, go see how she rides. What's amazing to me is we've got our Silverado 2500 with the BDS 6.5 inch with blocks in the rear, and then it's just got the keys up front. And it rides pretty similar. I mean, they're both pretty good ride. I think that's hats off to BDS, especially on that 2500 ride that well. What we should do next time is I'll drive this thing stock, and then we'll go for a cruise once it's been lifted and see if you can really tell the difference. I think some people's fear is that it's gonna ride like an off-road vehicle, when the truth is they just wanna lift it for the look and for the feel of a lifted truck, not so much off-road capability. But I still am pretty amazed how quiet the tires are. And this is Wisconsin, so our highways go like this, and it's eating up most of that. So we're going 60 to 65, 70. So on those 35's, this F150 on a 6-inch is turning the tires without even thinking twice about it. A lot of people ask about re-gearing, and we'll always talk, 35's and under on the half tons, we wouldn't bother. We don't have anybody really ever do that. We haven't done that with any of our vehicles. I don't think it makes a big enough difference to make it worth it with the 35's and a 6-inch lift, so I wouldn't mess with gears. And this truck got up and went just fine. But no, super happy with this. I mean, if this was my new lifted truck, 16,000 miles, I'd be super pumped. Rides really good. As far as stopping goes, she still stops on a dime. It doesn't seem like those heavier 22x12s and 35's are any more for it to stop. I'm barely hitting the brake pedal, so it doesn't feel sluggish like it's having a hard time stopping. So some people ask about big brake kits when you go up to 35's and 12 wides on 22's. No, I wouldn't. It may be different if you're doing a ton of towing and you start to feel like the truck's got a little too much moving mass. This will be a good one for bump steer. This is our equivalent of an off-road test here where the city refuses to fix the road. Look at that. It drove itself through that entire thing. And if you watch one of our past videos, we took the Hummer through there and it about threw us in the ditch because it's got worn out wheel bearings and it's got 150,000 miles on it, and that's just, kind of what it does. But these big wheels and tires on this newer truck, it's not doing anything. I feel it a little bit in the rear, and I don't know if that's where those Fox shocks come in. That's something we can compare for you guys. But it feels like it's a little stiffer in the back, and I hear some things kind of jingling around that are in the back seat, so I know they're getting a little bit of that. Like I said, we have a nice rough road out here in front of the shop that is nice to drive these on and see. But that might be your difference between your Fox shocks, is just that little bit of bump and run in the back. Hopefully you guys like the new ride along, the garage height check, the actual seeing of the turning of the wheels and tires. We're gonna keep doing that in these limited edition builds. So when they've got the BDS lift kit, when they've got the name brand wheels, name brand tires, we'll make sure that we bring them to you as soon as Offset's Garage finishes them up. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know what you think of the new limited edition Spotlight, and we'll try to bring you these one a week, if possible. Peace.